Coming up today on Wit from Wit Radio.
One opportunity after another. It's been incredible.
From X Factor to Music City, recording artist CAITLIN Koch chats about her career and her new Christmas single.
A favorite Christmas carol of somebody who was very special to me.
Plus,
2018 is the year of the wig, okay?
Gabrielle Lacy returns to talk pop topics for a 2018 year in review.
Give it to Ariana. Whoa, can you talk about perfection? I'm here for it. Oh, Wit, please get your life.
Wit from Wit Radio starts right now. Well, Please Come Home for Christmas is a classic holiday ballad, and this Christmas, Nashville-based music artist CAITLIN Koch has lended her soulful vocals to the bluesy tune. Take a listen.
Choirs will be singing Silent Night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night.
And CAITLIN Koch joins me now over the phone to talk about the seasonal single and her musical journey. Hey, CAITLIN, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I just described your voice as soulful in the intro. And when you listen to this song, that is very clear. I was trying to think of other words too, and the word that came to mind is attitude. I don't want to say a sassy attitude, but I don't know. There's just an attitude to your voice. So how would you describe your vocals there?
Well, I was raised on soul music. My mom was a huge Elvis Presley fan, and, anything from the Muscle Shoals area or, Mahalia Jackson, artists of that nature really spoke to me when I was young. So I would use the word soulful. I think that is very accurate, and I don't mind sassy either.
Gotcha. Now, you grew up in New York, correct?
Yeah, so I grew up in a suburb of Buffalo, New York, Orchard Park, New York. It's just about maybe like 20 minutes south of Buffalo.
Okay, cool. And how did your musical journey get started there near Buffalo?
My father, sang in the choir when I was young, and just my parents just had quite a wide variety of music that played, throughout the house just as I was growing up. And so their musical taste had a lot to do with what I was influenced with as a child. And then my dad singing in church brought me into the church, and I started singing there at Nativity of Our Lord School. Really just loved it, from a very young age.
And I know you are well known for an appearance on the U.S. version of the X Factor, and you were known as the singing rugby coach. So let's talk about that experience. I mean, I watched X Factor. You were on season 1. Why did you decide to go that route?
Yeah, so when you're in the music industry, to not take those opportunities that are afforded, to everyone, like American Idol or X Factor or The Voice, the door is just open. So much exposure that you could tap into that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So I've always been a fan of the shows, and essentially what had happened was that I tried out for American Idol, and I did not make it past boot camp week. Not into it, kind of discouraged. And my mom really encouraged me to go out for X Factor, which was a new show, and Simon Cowell was behind it. And yeah, I played rugby for a good 12 years, and I coached for maybe 5 of those years. So that was something that I was doing at the time. And, they're always looking for a way to kind of make you, I think, accessible and kind of like relatable. What's your story sort of thing. So yeah, I was the singing rugby coach on
Right.
X Factor season 1. It was just such an incredible experience, to be honest. And I know that, some artists and some singers you have like kind of a negative experience, but mine was the exact opposite. And I was just so grateful to be there and exposed to, so much. The experience was one in a million. And to be surrounded by so many people that love the exact same thing that you love and want to do the same thing that you want to do, it's just, there's so much energy in that. And we would sing together, and just at any given time, we could be on the bus, we could be waiting for an interview, and like somebody would just break out, and we just had some incredible moments during that season.
Sure. And you caught the attention of Judge Paula Abdul and worked with her post X Factor, right?
I did. So essentially, when you get off one of those shows, there's a time period where you really can't do much contractually, just because the show is still running. And she waited, the 6 months or whatever it was, and then called like the day that I was contractually not bound anymore by the show, and offered me a management deal. And we worked together for about 3 years. She afforded me some incredible opportunities touring nationally. I toured with an outfit called Ballroom with a Twist, which was a cast of reality TV stars. So Dancing with the Stars, celebrities. So You Think You Can Dance dancers. I was a singer from X Factor. There were singers from American Idol. And we basically put on a show, nationally. And it was just such a great experience.
Nice. Very nice. And so how did you get to Nashville? Let's talk about your time in Music City.
Yeah, so essentially what happened is that, my time with Paula came to an end, and I was at this cross point in my life. I was like, do I, go back to school? Do I pursue another avenue? And I was like, or do I go to Nashville? And I had a couple, very few, but a couple of friends who had moved here, and they were, doing their thing. So one summer I took about 2 weeks, stayed in a Airbnb, just loved it, loved the energy, loved the community, the music that is everywhere, and every genre now, it's not just country, it's everything, and so many talented people, and they all genuinely seemed to want to help one another. And I was really, really attracted to that, because in other cities that I've been to, it's just kind of like the exact opposite. Everybody's out for themselves, and everybody's very driven. And not to say that people aren't driven here, but it's just a different feel. And that was really what influenced me to make a step like that and end up moving here, because I'm very close with my family. So for me to be away from them is kind of a big deal. But I've been here now for 3.5 years, and it's just been like one opportunity after another. It's been incredible.
Awesome. And you've had the chance to release a couple of EPs since being here. This Christmas, you have released a new single. It's a cover of Please Come Home for Christmas. And you're donating a portion of the proceeds that this earns to Operation Stand Down Tennessee. Talk a little bit about why you've decided to make that donation and why this song, why Please Come Home for Christmas.
Yeah, so essentially, I have quite a few family members that have served. You see what they go through, and, the experiences that they've had, and it's just really mind-blowing, and recently my great uncle, so my mother's uncle, passed away at 95 years, and, God bless him, he lived such a wonderful, long life, but he served, my grandfather served, and I have cousins who, in more recent years have served, and just the things that we kind of take for granted, I guess, when we're, living our day-to-day lives and are able to be together with our significant others or our families. These men and women, they're not afforded that opportunity for quite a long period of time. And so I thought about that, and Operation Stand Down Tennessee is an organization that I've worked with in the past. Buffalo Blues for Veterans, which is a organization from my hometown, basically joined forces with Operation Stand Down Tennessee last year and put together a concert to raise funds for both organizations. So that's how I came into contact with Operation Stand Down Tennessee. Please Come Home for Christmas, honestly, was a favorite Christmas carol of somebody who was very special to me. So I went ahead and recorded that song originally for this person. And then fast forward a year later, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, please come home for Christmas. My great uncle just passed. I was like, we could do something here. You know what I mean? We could really use this opportunity to benefit somebody else and work towards a cause. So I ended up releasing that song, which really was not intended to be released, but it sounded good enough to me. So I was like, you know what? We're going for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what I've done is I put it out there. It's just on cdbaby.com right now because they give the biggest kickback for my portion, and that's the portion that's being donated back to the charities. So it will be available on Spotify and on all of the streaming sites, but it just isn't right now, so that we can raise as much money as we can for Operation Stand Down Tennessee. But it will be available everywhere, for Christmas playlists and fun things like that.
Gotcha. And because it is Christmas time, I want to ask, what does Christmas mean to you, and what are some of your favorite traditions?
Well, I am 100% Polish, to my knowledge. We have like very ethnic traditions. In Christmas Eve, we do an all meatless meal called Vigilia, and it's, just family time. And I think that regardless of your ethnicity or really what you celebrate this time of year, it's mostly about family time, right? It's about getting together with your family and friends and taking advantage of time with those people and really reconnecting with somebody you haven't spoken to or seen in a while. And that's really what this time of year means for me. And I think that for everyone, it seems like everyone kind of reaches out and, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Like, I'm doing this on this day. Want to get together and spend some time. And I just see that happening really universally. I think it's about spending time and connecting with people.
Absolutely. And, for those who can't be with their loved ones this year, maybe they can find some comfort or relate in listening to your song, Please Come Home for Christmas. Finally today, as we wrap up, let's plug your social media. Where can listeners find you online?
Yes, so I am on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. My last name is actually spelled Koch. So it's Caitlin Cook Music. So CAITLIN KOCH Music, both on Facebook and on Instagram. And then Twitter, it's just at Caitlin Cook.
All right. Well, Caitlin Cook, thanks so much for being on Wit from Wit Radio. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas season.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you do as well. Thank you for having me.
And finally today, it's time for the return of Pop Topics, and that means it's time for the return of my friend Gabrielle Lacy. Hey Gabby, welcome back to the show.
Hey Whit, hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Everything's good. How's it been going with you, Whit?
It's been good. It's been a while since we've talked on the podcast, and originally we were doing this segment monthly when the show was coming out on a consistent basis, but I had to change up scheduling a bit with my work schedule, of course, and so we haven't talked Pop Topics in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But today we are going to take a look back at the year that was 2018. So to begin, let's start with social media and the trends of 2018. Every year I feel like we have sayings and phrases that really catch on. In the past, I know it's been like, it's lit and swag. But what have you found yourself saying this year, Gabby?
I have definitely coined Cardi B's
Yes.
Period. City Girls, they have definitely made that a thing this year. Period. That's final. That's what you mean. Period means business.
Period with a T. I like it. Well, for me, I've found myself saying I'm here for it a lot. So if there's like a movie that's come out or a TV show or a song, whatever, and I like it, I just say, oh, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
I also use @me a lot on Twitter. So if I see a meme or something that I relate to, I'll comment or do a tweet where I say @me because, same, basically. 10 for 10 would recommend. If there's something I like and would recommend it, I say that. And then finally, Gabby, I know you're going to have some thoughts on this one, but wig.
Snatch my wig. Secure the wig. Please, my wig. Like the wig is snatched. 2018 is the year of the wig, okay?
Just to explain it, if you say like wig snatched, it means you were just blown away by whatever you're talking about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And if you're too blown away, you have to make sure that wig is secured, honey, because you don't want that wig to fly off.
Right. Okay. Some other trends of the year as far as dance crazes: flossing. Gabby, all the kids are flossing.
Dear, dear, dear. I'm glad that I grew out of that dance craze phase, you know? Remember for us, it was like the Soldier Boy.
Yes.
And,
lean with it, rock with it.
Yes. The chicken head. Like, oh, man. We had some great dances, though. I don't know what the floss is, to be honest.
My nieces and nephew had to teach me how to do it, and at first I was not very good. I still don't know if I'm good at all, but anyway, the kids are overdoing that one a little bit, I do have to say. And then there's another dance, I don't even know the name of it. I'm sure you do, where it's like you swing your arm and then do something with your leg. What is that one?
Oh, it's like that twitching motion, like your knees and your arms are going the opposite directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the name of that either, but I'm not here for that.
Right. I'm not either. And then on social media, trending-wise this year, SpongeBob memes were huge. I don't know what that was about. Also, RIP to the creator of SpongeBob, who recently passed. Lots of childhoods and adulthoods there made by him. And yeah, so we had the Patrick Star meme. We had the SpongeBob out of breath meme. What was it about SpongeBob memes this year?
Well, SpongeBob, if you actually look at it, he has some really classic moments that really describe us now as adults. Like that whole Mr. Crab meme where everything was spinning out of control. That's really like a moment that you have as an adult. Like, oh God, what's going on? And then that whole SpongeBob meme was just kind of like, oh, let me catch my breath. Adulthood is getting to me. Like, that's why they're so funny.
They're real. They are real. And they are funny. Another meme was the one where the guy is walking with the girl, but then he's looking back at the other girl. If you know it. So viral video this year, I mean, we talked about this on the show, I remember, but Walmart Yodel Boy, he really was the big viral video of 2018, Mason Ramsey.
He was so adorable, and I still love that Yodel video. Like, I still like to like bust out in it randomly around my sisters. Like,
yeah.
It's great because he got big off of that Yodel.
Well, moving on to perhaps my favorite category, movies. And even though I haven't seen every movie that's come out this year, just looking back at the year, I think we can both agree that Black Panther was the movie.
Man, it was really a great moment, I think, for movie and for culture and for history all at the same time. I think it was a really good step towards the right direction for the movie industry. And plus, it's a part of the Marvel dynasty. Like, it's perfect.
Yes. I mean, the first superhero movie to feature predominantly Black cast. And not only did it live up to the hype, I think it went above and beyond. And it just broke box office records. It's the highest grossing movie of the year, no doubt. And even, I think it's in the top of the highest grossing movies of all time now, too. So, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Yes, there we go. All right. Also in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Avengers Infinity War, a really big movie. Part 2 will be coming out next year. And then another culturally relevant movie that came out in August. Kind of flew under the radar a bit as far as hype, but then it became this huge hit, Crazy Rich Asians. It gained $170 million at the box office, and it became the most successful rom-com in over a decade. I still have not seen this movie, but I cannot wait till I finally get to see it because I'm really interested.
Yes, I listened to the book on Audible.
Okay.
Like, it gives so much depth and detail to the characters. So if you see the movie first, you're going to kind of get like a little shallow bit of it because the movie is not like the book, of course. But if you read the book or if you listen to it on Audible, it gives so much background and detail. It makes it that much better. It makes the movie that much better for you, I think.
Sure. So as far as animated movies, Incredibles 2, Gabby, did you love it?
I loved how they developed the characters and how Jack Jack had all those great powers and how he bonded with Edna. Their relationship was hilarious to me. It was everything I wanted. Like, the hype was met. Like, it was so good with
Yeah.
so good.
I was really impressed. I was really pleased, really impressed. It was worth the wait for sure. And I loved getting to take my nieces and nephew to see it, even though they didn't have to wait like, I don't know, 14 years or something for the sequel, but like we did. But yeah. Yay for that movie. Now, Gabby, I also have to ask about A Star is Born because we have not like really discussed this yet.
No. So I know you're going to be disappointed in me, but I have not made the time to see it yet.
Oh no.
Yes. It is on my to-do list. Yes, I'm so behind on that.
Okay, that's fair. But you've heard Shallow, right?
Yes, I mean, how could I have not? It's everywhere.
Yes, I know. Well, you are going to love this movie because I know you love Gaga like I do. And so I think she will at least get an Oscar for Shallow, the song. We'll see about the acting category, but obviously I'm rooting for her. So, you know.
Stephanie's in my heart.
Let's move on to TV then, because oh my word, I know we were both obsessed with the assassination of Gianni Versace.
Whoa, can you talk about perfection?
Yes. So Darren Criss as Andrew Cunanan, who is, of course, the killer of Gianni Versace. Oh my goodness. I mean, he won the Emmy.
Which, might I add, I would have never thought he would do something like that based off of his character from Glee. Like,
right.
Talk about, like, range, okay?
Yes. I mean, the show was just gripping and at times, of course, really uncomfortable to watch, but wow. For me, that's the show of the year.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
But other big ones to mention, Atlanta. I don't watch that show. Do you watch that?
Yes, I do watch Atlanta, and Atlanta is great. If you enjoy urban culture and urban comedy, Atlanta is absolutely hilarious. Donald Glover does an amazing job writing and acting, and the people that he has acting in that show are so hilarious.
And you watched Pose, right? I never got around to watching all of that.
Oh my gosh. So Pose, side note, because Pose could be like a whole nother podcast for me, but it is so great. And then serving looks every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Whit, please get your life.
Okay. Well, you go see A Star is Born and I'll watch Pose. How about that?
Yes. Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. Deal. There is some Hall of Shame this year in TV that we need to talk about. Roseanne being one of those. And one thing that's kind of funny is that we talked about the Roseanne revival on an episode of this podcast. And I should mention that what happened there, I talked about it for like 20 minutes, it felt like, because you were having some technical difficulties and I was just talking to wait until you came back. Do you remember that?
Yes. You just rambling about all these Roseanne facts and how you're excited for this and that.
Yes, I know. But anyway, things did not work out for Roseanne. Obviously, it came back as the number one show, 18 million viewers. That was huge. But then one tweet ruined it all.
Roseanne lost her mind.
Yeah. Which is one of those things where people at ABC should have known. And we're going to talk about Megyn Kelly here too. But NBC, you should have known too.
Mm-hmm.
Megyn Kelly, oh gosh, I don't even know.
Save your energy.
I mean, I remember learning about blackface in high school. Like, how do you not know? And you're a journalist and you have your own morning show on NBC. Like,
honey, and you're telling me in all of your career, you've never seen a negative response to blackface on national television. Okay, people are getting attacked for it every year. It seems like, girl, you're telling me you live under a rock. Come on, Megyn, make it make sense.
Neither Roseanne nor Megyn Kelly have their shows anymore, so whatever.
Little reboot, or not the reboot, but the spinoff with the dad and the rest of the family. It's basically Roseanne without Roseanne.
Oh yeah, the Connors. Yeah, I watched like one episode, but you're right. It is Roseanne without Roseanne. So let's get into music, Gabby. I feel like this might be your category, of course. And who owned the year in music for you?
I'm going to have to just give it to Ariana just because of everything that she went through this year, and she still managed to put out quality music. Like, I mean, she faced a lot this year, losing a fiance, losing an ex, then, having that bombing happen at one of her concerts a year ago and all of that. She She's been through a lot, and then for her to still have these bops, come on now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm a little surprised by that answer, but you know what? I personally think I would give it to Ariana too. I think maybe Cardi B had a bigger first half of the year and then remained relevant, not as much for her music, more for her celeb life towards the end. But Ariana just, I don't know, like she doesn't do it for me personally. Like I don't put her on the same level as Gaga, but somehow she solidified herself as the pop queen this year of this era.
She gave us what she was going through because Thank You Next is like, child, repeats, okay?
That song is everything.
Yes.
I had thought my favorite song of the year for a long time was that the middle. My favorite pop song was the middle with Maren Morris and Zed. But then Thank You Next came out here right at the end of the year, and it's like, no, 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 this is it.
Yeah, I mean, and then it came right on time. Like she needed that song, or we both, all of us need that song.
And the music video,
Yes, how cute, right? Like a stroll down memory lane.
I know. And I think Kris Jenner wins 2018 for the end of that.
Was amazing. Kris Jenner is perfect. Super mom.
It was a big year for Drake, too, with God's Plan. We were talking about Donald Glover with Atlanta. He also had a huge year as Childish Gambino, This Is America. And yeah, and then Cardi. She came out really in 2017 with Bodak Yellow, but then released her album this year. And yeah, she's been killing it, too.
So yeah, Cardi B has had a roller coaster year. She took 2018, she took summer 2018 and made it her year, like made it her moment. She came out with her album, she was dropping all these music videos, and then she was still pregnant with her baby girl at the time too. Like she was, or no, I believe she was just bouncing back from her pregnancy with her baby girl. Like she's really been out here. But then I think her personal life has started to kind of creep over a little bit and kind of get in the way of her
her art.
Yeah, but everything else, she's doing her thing. She's out here turning looks, dropping her line with Fashion Nova, giving the girls quality for their coin, I guess. Yeah, but Drake and Childish Gambino definitely had a super great year too. Scorpion was really good by Drake. He's definitely got some bops there. And Childish Gambino is just, I think he's really challenging the norms for, I think for culture, society, and for music standards, I believe.
Moving on to just pop culture as a whole this year, I would say for me, I think Adam Rippon and the Winter Olympics, that was great. And he has just been so fun to follow post-Olympics on social media. But the royal wedding, come on. That has to be it, right? Meghan Markle wins 2018.
Yes, we are all living for Meghan Markle, and especially living for her throughout her pregnancy. Keep living, baby girl. We all love you. Did you see the speech she delivered at the Fashion Awards?
I did, yeah. She kind of stepped outside of bounds and outside of the norm. But hey, she's been doing that since she became a royal, so continue to do you, represent us Americans who can only dream, but
But honestly, what do you know about Americans? They are a little beneath us, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, you know what, Gabby? Even though we only discussed pop topics for half of the year and then came back today, it's been a year. It really has been a great year. And yeah, I'm winding down this season of the podcast, but it's just been fun having you on.
Thank you so much, Whit. Thank you for having me on your platform. I really enjoyed it. And I love discussing pop culture with you so much.
Yes, it's always fun. It's always fun. All right. That is going to be it for Pop Topics 2018 Year in Review. Gabby, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Whit. Thank you for having me. Thanks, guys.